You are welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you are just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Don't forget to join our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. Send in a comment. And if you also want to contact us personally on our WhatsApp number, this is the WhatsApp number 050, another 050, then 0421. Then take that again, 050, 050 again, 0421. So it's time for our online and newspaper review, and I have two of my co-hosts with me in the persons of Mr. Clement Yabankwe for the business segment and Miss Miriam Abnadidi for the lifestyle segment. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning, Yara.
How are we doing?
By God's grace, we are fine. How are you doing too?
I'm well, thank you.
I can see
yes, the weekend is just around the corner, so I'm sure we're excited, right?
Very
It's been a long week.
Sure.
Okay, so trending news officers, please, what do you have for us?
So, before we get to trending news, I think we want to inform viewers that they should call a colleague, just call someone that Cocoa Digest Morning Show has started. Let them tune into Clock TV. If you are on your way to work, just go online, Facebook, search Clock TV. And when you go to Facebook page, please just like for us. So that anytime we are live, you get a notification. YouTube to do the same thing. Yes, thank you for that.
Thank you. So on the trends, we know on Tuesday the budget was read. The mid-year review was presented on the floor of Parliament by the Finance Minister, Honorable Amin Adam Mohammed, and there have been interesting conversations afterwards, especially with regards to the reintroduction of the road tolls that was cancelled by this same government. They are, intending on bringing it back next year, hopefully. And also the minister made mention of the fact that Ghana's economy has seen an impressive growth, let me put it that way, yes. And he also mentioned the fact that the tourism industry has also, contributed significantly to the growth of the economy. 8.1 billion Ghana cedis, revenue generation from the tourism industry. I mean, so yeah, it was, I don't know, a lot of people have also raised concerns regarding the review. They said it wasn't inspiring at all because one of the major things they were expecting that they were going to talk about was the scrapping of some of the taxes, the new taxes, the COVID-19, e-levy and all those things. And some are also asking, if you are reintroducing the road tolls, are you going to scrap the e-levy? These are some of the conversations that a lot of people have been talking about. Yeah.
Businessman, this one is your field. So can you shed some light on that for us?
Yeah, so I'll just say a little because today we'll do a lot of it on the business update segment. Yeah, so
stay tuned for the business segment. Clement will be giving us in-depth information about the business segment very well for the mid-year budget review.
Yes. So. Okay.
So there's another interesting, subject or topic that is trending. On Tuesday we came here and we spoke about the Paralympics who were, who have absconded when they were taken out of Ghana to Norway.
Yes.
And we came to the realization that their coach unfortunately lost his life in that process. And yesterday it came out that 4 family members of the coach, were sent out to Norway to go bring the corpse back. And unfortunately they have also absconded. They are nowhere to be found, and it is also raising controversies on social media.
So is it that there is some sort of information we are missing that when you get to Norway or those Scandinavian countries, you can just vanish in the system or something? Because you don't hear such things happening in the US or in the UK, or at least, so far I haven't heard anything like that. So is there something we are missing?
I think there is something happening there because
maybe there's someone among them, the Paralympics team and their management, that has probably arrange something. So anytime someone from there,
it is possible. What you're saying is very, because there's no way a family member will go out there and even
just like that. It's been planned, I'm sure. And even with corpses and things, when people die, usually they are just shipped back. So where from the family members going there? Could it be a ploy that maybe the coach isn't?
I think let's hope to see the movie, the subsequent days, the updates regarding the story. Yes, and when we get it on Tuesday, we will speak into it. So
there's also there's a comment here. I wanted to read it earlier, but it will make you smile. So it says, I can't help but always smile whenever I see you guys on the airwaves. You bring so much joy and happiness into my life. Good morning to you, Cocoa Digest crew. Obiba Wilson.
Oh, our very own Obiba.
Good morning to you too, Obiba Wilson. Thank you so much for your comment.
Immediately you started reading, I realized that it's from Obiba because the intro. So another issue happens to be, yesterday was the 12th anniversary of the passing away of our president, His Excellency John Evans Fifi Atanos, as we all call him Asomdrehene.
Oh.
Yes, so yesterday was 12 years. He did a lot for the country, and I think that moving forward to the young ones coming, we should learn lots from him. Yes, it's sad, but
I just hope that the history books record his works in the best light, because based on the academic path I chose, we've read certain kinds of, based on political affiliations, but I hope, I mean, Atamios was he was very peaceful. So I'm hoping that at least the records of him in our history books would communicate that to us.
But it's sad. Because yesterday we saw videos of his family members showing their displeasure on the fact that they had to bury Atamios here in Accra, and so they came all the way from Cape Coast, to come and have that kind of celebration or whatever. But when they came, those that were supposed to host them were not ready, and they that came from a long distance had to come and wait. They were not so happy about the arrangements and everything, so they were complaining that if he was buried in his hometown, it would have made it easier for them. So that is also a concern that a lot of people have raised.
And I hope the Asumdre Park that was put together in his name is also being maintained properly. Well, there hasn't been much news about it, but we will find out and communicate that. So, can we go into our newspapers now?
Yeah, sure. We can. So I have with me the daily graphic for today, and we have a few, topics making headlines, and let me read them out. So, 3-day insurance fair opens in Accra. Graphic Business Insurers Association collaborates. Okay, so that's in page 3. And we also have anal sex, use of vibrators, other still offenses, Supreme Court. And non-professional teachers must upgrade by December, and that is also on page 13. And so today we are taking our story by Emmanuel Ebu Hoxton, and he's talking about unnatural carnal knowledge and lawful. So an existing law that criminalizes unnatural sexual intercourse and makes it unlawful for both heterosexuals and homosexuals to have anal sex does not breach the 1992 Constitution, says the Supreme Court. In a unanimous decision yesterday, a 7-member panel of the court dismissed a suit challenging the constitutionality of Section 1041B of the Criminal Offences Act, 1960 Act 29, which makes sexual intercourse in an unnatural manner a crime even if it involves 2 consenting adults. So pursuant to Section 1041B of Act 29, any person of 16 years and above who has unnatural carnal knowledge with another person, even with the person's consent, commits a misdemeanor which under the laws of the country carries a term of imprisonment not exceeding 3 years. So a law lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Prince Obri Kron, initiated a suit, and he was arguing that Section 104(1)(b) of Act 29 violated the Constitution as it deprived homosexuals of the liberty to select their intimate sexual partners and their right to engage in intimate sexual conduct without state interference. So basically, this story is just talking about a law lecturer who thinks that unnatural knowledge is a misdemeanor, like it is a minor offense, and so it shouldn't be taken high in that kind of manner.
Well, considering that it not only goes on between two consenting adults or more, but also between adults and children where pedophilia comes in. So I think the pedophilia may have been the basis of that law. That I think so. But then also, based on from what he's saying, I mean, it's something privately done, and so it shouldn't be
the state has no interference.
There shouldn't be some interference. So maybe he might be trying to say that the interference should come when it is between a minor and then someone older.
Yeah, but the age here starts from 16.
Yes, so that is the legal age of consent. But then again, they can also, there are times where consent is not obtained, and these things are also done to them. So it's encapsulated.
Yeah, so with regards to the definition of unnatural carnal knowledge, Section 104(2) of Act 29 defines it as sexual intercourse with a person in an unnatural manner or with an animal.
Yes.
So Act 29 is, however, silent on the meaning of sex in an unnatural manner. So his case is just saying that the offense is a misdemeanor and was the specific provision that he brought to court to make it unconstitutional. So they should take it out of the Constitution.
Taking it out of the Constitution is a bit extreme because, yes, there are people out there committing bestiality, yes, you know, having intercourse with animals. And there are people also unnaturally touching children. Fine, if it's between two consenting adults, the key word is adults, there we can have our LGBTQ issues in there. But for them to take it out of the Constitution, I don't think it is going to work because there are, like I said, it happens to children. And if you take it out and people are aware of this, they will continue perpetrating such behavior. Even now, as it says in the Constitution, we have a lot of that going on. And people are silent about it, even though in recent years, there seems to be more reports about these things. So, because I remember there was a time, somewhere in 2020, yes, during the lockdown, and there were these issues about sexual harassment and abuse on children and things. And children as young as 4 or even 2. I think one had an issue where he had been molested by an adult male for so long that he had worms coming from his behind. And so as his mother noticed and questioned him, then he had to talk about... So taking this out of the Constitution, you are not only... So you have to look at the bigger picture. It's not just adults. There are children involved. So they have to rather be specific, break it down to the last point where everything is stated clearly, and then it can be used when appropriate.
Yeah, so the Supreme Court, presided over by Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, came out and said the suit had no merit and subsequently dismissed it. And the court did not read the full reasoning for its decision, which it said would be deposited at the court's registry in 10 days. So just as you're saying, the Supreme Court
did not.
They just dismissed the case.
He should change it and ask for them to expand on it better, and that's it. Else he may face issues where Ghanaians might start accusing him of something.
Maybe he's planning to.
Because it's there's one thing. Ghana, we have a culture. So if a particular thing is not in line with the culture of the country, we don't go by it.
Yeah.
So that is one thing I think Ghanaians, we need to stand up for. If we know that this is not a line we are supposed to go, we shouldn't go there in the first place. So as you said, the law says even at the age of 16, yes, 16 years.
And above.
And at what point will you think of engaging in such an act?
Yeah.
Though we see it to be human right, but to an extent, we should consider the effect, the what. Yara, like it's so sad to hear issues like this, and Supreme Court has done a good job. But as you said, the professor should or the lecturer should come again with how he wants the actual thing to be, and I know we'll take it from there.
Yeah, thank you so much. What do you have another story for? Oh, okay. So business news.
Yara, this graphic business.
Okay.
And when you go to page, there are interesting stories today, but we are just going to look at page 8 of the graphic business. It talks about salvage vehicles.
Okay.
It says a dangerous gamble on the road. A dangerous gamble. So that is one thing that GATCO CEO is really talking about, because it's something very bad that government need to look at. So he says that the CEO of the Ghana Auto Development Center, Kojo Anobel, has made a case against the importation of salvage vehicles into the country, saying they are a ticking time bomb. And with the question is, one will ask, why is he saying that? Because now things are very hard.
Yeah.
And getting the money to buy a new car, a brand new car, is not easy. So these are one of the avenues that young ones can also own a car. But now the CEO of GAD is saying this. But the reason he gave is that he said salvage vehicles, which are described as vehicles involved in a severe accident resulting in significant damage to the chassis frame and safety cage, have their structural integrity compromised, and can never be safe for a motorist and passengers. Mostly, these are the vehicles we see, especially in Africa and in Ghana. The people call it slight used vehicles, accident cars. Yes, these are such cars. But he is saying that when the accident happened outside the country, so the question is, why would the foreign country, after such accident, they will not repair it and use? That's one question. Why wouldn't they repair it and use? Because they are the manufacturer of the vehicles. So they should repair it and use it over there. But they don't. They have to ship it to the African countries. What is the reason? So he's saying that it has a lot of danger on us, the citizens. So in that, he said, the National Road Safety Authority has identified salvage vehicles to be involved in a disproportionate number of accidents, with many resulting in serious injury or death. Don't gamble with your life. Always prioritize safety and choose a vehicle that has been thoroughly inspected and satisfied. That is what he noted. And he also made it understand that the president in April 2020 assented to an act that's going to ban the importation of such vehicles. But even after that act, still there is importation of
and it has even become more.
Yes, it has even become more. So according to him, he said that the data shows from Ghana Revenue Authority Customs Division, over 1 million vehicles were imported into the country, representing an average of 100,000 cars per year. Out of this figure, 80% were second-hand vehicles. So 80% of these cars are all second-hand vehicles. I would understand Ghanaians because brand new cars are expensive.
Very, very expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. And now that the exchange rate too is trying to do, you get it. So converting it in dollars to Ghana cedis, by the time I realize you are paying billions of money. So the only option for people is just to go in for such vehicles. So if we are not, these vehicles are not good for us, and we are not going for these vehicles, what is the alternative? That is the question I personally want to put to CEO of GAD. What is the alternative? Are they putting measures in place to make sure that vehicles, brand new vehicles, will be very affordable for us? Is the custom division going to reduce the importation, the duties on these brand new vehicles? Because if you are saying that salvage vehicles shouldn't be imported, and according to them, they said the importation of that is the fee on duty is high more than that of the brand new cars.
Yeah.
It's very high. But at the end of it being high, still people are importing it. Because when they check the duties plus the money they use to import, this money adding together is not even up to the brand new car price. So it's better the person going for this.
Second hand.
Yes.
But for the Ghana Automobile
Development,
yeah, they are actually trying to advocate for the cars that are assembled here in Ghana, and trying to work with the government to be able to make it a little less expensive for us to, you know, be able to purchase here. So I think they have done a few advertisements, but they will start again very soon, where these cars, so they are brought here and then they are assembled here for us to be able to purchase. I don't know if you've heard of anything like that, because
That's what most of them do. I can't really mention some of the companies, but that's what most of the companies do. That is, they import such vehicles and they come and they do it very nice and sell it to us. But the issue is they have realized that though that is the way that most companies are getting money, but still it's dangerous.
yes.
So I understand the point he's coming from. Though they are making money out of it, but to our health, it's very dangerous.
But I don't think they are using accident vehicles here. They are actually assembling the full car here in Ghana. That's something like
Some companies. That's why I didn't want to mention. I know
specifically to
the Ghana authority developments. Okay, because most of the automobiles in Ghana, they don't really make their cars.
Yes.
They go in for this accident vehicles and they will just try to repair it and it becomes new. And they brand it in the company's name. That's what they do. But they are trying to tell us that though it appears to be cheap, but we should also look at the safety measures of that. And he also said our roads too are not really good. So any slight issue, you lose your life in such instance.
Well, I will also look at it from the consumer's perspective.
Okay.
And I think there should be some kind of thorough education for the consumers, people who purchase these cars. A lot of people, you know, just buy them because they are affordable, but most of them do not know the risk attached, you know, to these automobiles. So if the governments could, you know, or even these automobiles could have these kind of education, consumer sort of education, it is really going to help them in their decision making, so that even if they have the money, they will go in for the quality ones or even the brand new cars instead of the second hand.
Yes, I think that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
So let's take a few comments. So John Smith on our YouTube stream says, "Big ups, Clog TV," and he also says, "Yara, continue the good work. You are the main reason I watch the morning show." Thank you, John. You are the main reason I'm here. And then we have, "Good morning, Cocoa Digest. Please tell Clement that anytime I see him on Cocoa Digest, I'm happy. Joe from Omanjo." And then we have, okay, yes, that's all we have for now. Please continue to send in your comments. You can send them to our WhatsApp numbers displayed on your screen, to our Facebook and YouTube live stream. Just drop a comment, say something nice, ask your questions, drop in your suggestions and contributions to our conversation here. Thank you. So, for online news, we have Cetag withdraws all services following order for July salary freeze. So on Monday, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, instructed the Controller and Accountant General's Department to suspend the salaries of all striking Cetag members, except for the principals for July 2024. Cetag's unanimous decision to withdraw services in response to this directive, where Cetag held an emergency meeting of its National Council on July 23, the council members unanimously decided to withdraw all of their services, including attendance at meetings, graduation ceremonies, academic counseling, and student supervision in residence halls. This suspension will remain till further notice. The group announced that it has instructed its solicitors to take the appropriate legal action in response to the unlawful direction to freeze their salary for July, assuring the Cetag strikers that their issues are being taken seriously. GTEC has urged them to return to the class. Strike. Another strike.
Yes, I
this
think
one
now,
has even been going on since June.
yes, since June.
Yes.
Since June. There's almost the 6th week of
Yes.
the strike action. And it seems now strike is the only tool that the government listens to. It seems so. Because whenever workers lay down their tools, governments quickly adhere to their cry.
Yeah.
But you see, the genesis of this issue started somewhere in 2023. In 2023, Cetag went on strike just on the basis of condition of service, and the NLC awards an agreement between them that they should pay some amount of money to them. That's their 2022 1-month payment in relation to the arrest they were supposed to enjoy.
Yes, they
But
worked for the
yes.
whole of 2022.
Yes, so
without
they were supposed to
a break.
enjoy.
So, yes,
They were supposed to
wanted
enjoy
that.
some 1 month, but they promised to pay them. Because of that, they just called off the strike somewhere August, in the month of August. But so now they realize that still such money has not hit their account. So June they decided to hit the street again, like to strike. Sorry, and when it happens like that, I think the ministry, the NLC, FWSC, the GTEC, they've all spoken to Cetag that they should still like call off the strike action. But yes, still they are on it.
Even one of the other courses that I remember was the fact that they were told that they will be put on the university degree level payroll, like the lecturers, right?
Yeah.
And that has not happened yet. So amidst all the other problems they are facing, these monies that they are also supposed to get as some form of compensation, and even for the fact that their payroll restructuring too has not happened, they are frustrated.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yes.
they are.
And then also, even the students, apparently, the amount of money their principals use to feed them is about, according to one of the representatives that was interviewed, it's about 60 50 pesos for 3 square meals. And then they also actually even take out some of their own allowances as teacher trainees to add up to that money to be able to afford quality food. And it's so you can see that it's a myriad of problems that have not been faced.
Yeah, 60 50 pesos.
Yes.
3 square meals.
Yes.
Are
I was
for
surprised
is it
myself.
for the kindergarten or teachers training?
Yeah,
Yes.
trainees.
Because I wonder, 6 cities.
And this even just shed so much light on the crack in our education system.
Yes.
The golden boy for education is free SHS. But what about the teachers that are going to graduate to come and teach these people in the free SHS setting? Because their livelihood right now is at stake. The level 400s are supposed to finish school in September, and they have missed about 6 weeks of academic work.
Yeah.
They are apparently they've been able to capitalize on the strike to go and do some field work, but how many of them? And then also they do the in-out thing, the in-out. I think the final year students have to rent. And how many of these people have enough money to extend
rent.
their stay?
But Era, the issue here is, I was wondering why the ministry or the GTEC ordered controller to freeze the account.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
so apparently NLC, that's the National Labour Commission,
Yeah.
had sent the matter to court. So it was to get the government to, you know, speed up any actions that they're supposed to take. And then still, Cetag still embarked on their strike. So NLC too decided, you know what. So it seems to be this kind of, I'm angry. So they are at a stalemate. Yeah.
But
But
is
I
it-
don't think freezing their salaries was the best
Their
decision to take
justification was,
because
you haven't worked for a month now, so why should we pay you? But then also they are crying about being paid.
they need to understand
Yes.
how they feel, the pressing needs of these people. If they should return back, are you going to, you know,
Pay them.
restructure their salaries, you know, bring on board
Yes.
all those needs they need? Are you going to do all these things for them? So I think even before they all withdrawing from going to the classrooms and other things, some lecturers or teachers were still going to
Yes.
classes to conduct
Yeah.
quizzes,
Yeah.
you know,
And
under
then
the blankets.
after the freezing of salary thing, it just made things worse. Because at least the teachers were still making themselves available for the
yeah.
students
So,
in one way or another.
Yeah, right. The issue here is they've released the letter to controller to do that, but as whether it has been done, we can't really tell.
Yes.
Because as at yesterday, when the director for tertiary education at the Ministry of Education, Professor Francis Nono, was speaking to one of the media houses, he said that there was going to be a meeting that was yesterday between the teacher unions
Yes.
and NLC, FWC, and the ministry for them either to agree whether they are calling off the strike. If they agree to call off the strike, then their salaries will be released to their account.
And if they don't?
If they don't, salaries are not going to be released.
Yeah.
According to them, they said the issue was sent to court, and the Supreme Court declared the strike as illegal.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if a strike is illegal, it means you are supposed to halt the strike action. But the Cetag people didn't halt it. They still continue their strike
But
action.
what makes the
So-
strike illegal in the
Yeah,
first
so
place?
that's one of the issues that I think moving forward we'll be giving viewers updates during the express updates. Because if a strike is illegal per the law, you are supposed to go back and work. And if you are going back to work, you'll be paid. They are saying that since the strike is illegal and you didn't work, they are not going to pay you such an amount. And as at yesterday, when he was addressing the press, that's Professor Francis Nono, he also made it known to the House that the money, that's the allowances Cetag is seeking for, all documents has been done, paperwork is done. So just within 2 weeks, the money will hit their account. So he's pleading with Cetag to go back to their various places of teaching, so they will work. And this is affecting over 46 public colleges,
Yes,
education
with
in
about
Ghana.
67,000 students.
Yes.
And I think the strike was declared illegal because they acquired an injunction on the
Yes,
strike,
yes.
and then they are still going on with it.
Yes.
But then also, even the students, some of them said that their allowances, they've been in school for about 4 months,
months.
just 2 months worth of allowances have
Has
been
been paid.
So this is just something that the government should take up quickly, because there are way too many problems, and these people have too many, what's the word, weapons to hold against the government. That these are, look at these things, and you are expecting us to just bow out of this. No,
Not to even
we
talk
will
about
stand,
infrastructure.
you know,
And you
yes.
see, the whole issue is
lot.
now GTAC has given order to the various principals that this principal shouldn't validate their July salary, because if the principal don't validate, he will not be paid.
Exactly.
So that is the tool they are using. And it's so, I don't know, they ordered the controller that they shouldn't pay the other CTEC members, but they can pay
the
principal
principals,
salary.
yeah.
So someone will think that principals are not in line with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you said, we will bring more updates on that on Express Updates, and probably
Sure.
the business segment too. So let's get to the next story quickly. NAGRAT requests that NASIA'S executive director be fired. So Dr. Hagar Hilda Ampedu is the executive director of the National Schools Inspectorate Authority, NASIA or NASIA. And the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, is requesting her resignation. And according to NAGRAT, the authority has not collaborated closely with the several teacher unions. The group also questions why the government has chosen not to send Ghana Education Service trained instructors on inspection missions to different schools. So NAGRAT President Angel Kabonu declared that Dr. Hilda Mpedu ought to be replaced by a more qualified individual.
More qualified individual. This story, it actually raises concerns, you know, with qualification and then competence, because we were here when this NITS issue came up, and then, you know, they were requesting for a removal of the board and other things. I don't really know what exactly the woman did or has done.
But it seems she didn't work with the right authorities for the, because from the story you hear that they were asking why the government didn't send, you know, Ghana Education Service trained inspectors. So I think maybe she had her own people who, or she delegated the task to a certain group of people that went to embark on that inspection, and then also now they are complaining because maybe the reports and things like that and the right channels these things are supposed to go through are not being used. So,
but at the end of the day, did they get the results they wanted?
That is where the question lies. Maybe with these new people that are being worked with, maybe they probably don't know the processes and then the measures they are supposed to take, what to take note of. So maybe that is why they're coming out with. But
because to ask here, it is very aggravating.
But as you said, what is the actual cause? That is the reason we should look at. And when you read the story, so the reason why NAGRAT is calling for the removal is because, one, she is not collaborating or working with the various teachers unions ever since she came to office. Two, as we said, the inspectors, instructors that GES is having, they are those who are supposed to go out to the inspection. But looking at the line, they are not the one responsible for that. So I was like, when did she resume office, and why is NAGRAT calling for such removal of the woman? And this woman joined the board or the authority somewhere 2019. And according to NAGRAT, for the past 6 years, there was no engagement. And I wonder, how will you work in a jurisdiction if you don't involve the stakeholders? Well, we are yet to see whether it is true or just an alleged from NAGRAT. But you see, the responsibility of this national inspectorate, and they are just responsible for three things. One, school inspection. Two, they are responsible for enforced standards and also school evaluation. So they do this in all schools, be it a private school or a government school. That is the work they do. And it was this National Inspectorate Authority, or some, it was introduced in 2008 as a board before it became an authority. So this woman joined this authority somewhere 2019. And there is a counter release from the authority saying that, no, we shouldn't mind that of NAGRAT president, what NAGRAT president is saying. The reason being that the authority knows that the woman has worked very hard. So I read a statement the authority posted. He says that the statement highlighted that the authority has increased its inspection rates from an average of 50 schools per year in 2019 to over 10,000 schools per year currently, including private schools. So the authority is saying that before she resumed office as the director of the authority, they were doing inspection in 50 schools per year. But now they are doing over 10,000 schools per year. So they see that the woman is competent enough. So why is NAGRAT calling for the removal of such a person?
Then, considering the fact that they said these teacher unions have been sidelined, she should just incorporate them into her workload, as because that is the right thing to do. If they join and we are getting 10,000 schools per year, of course the number would increase if these teacher unions and GES trained officials also come on board too. Or don't you think so?
Yes, but for all we know, there might be other matters.
Yes, there are
that
definitely
is not,
other matters.
That is not released to the public domain.
It is just NAGRAT that is coming out to talk, but the woman hasn't also come out. But I'm glad Clement brought up, you know, some of the achievements, the things she has contributed to the authority, and I think it's a good thing that we can also use to counter what NAGRAT is saying.
Well, we are hoping to hear more from it. So yes, our final story for the online news says 13 suspected Galamseyers have been remanded for mining in JIMMIRAH. This is the word correct, JIMMIRAH, right? Okay. 13 accused illegal miners have been remanded by the Interior Circuit Court for their alleged illegal entry and mining in the JIMMIRAH Forest Reserve in Amangwase, in the Echima Imponua district of the Ashanti region.
Achima.
Achima?
Yes.
Okay. The Forest Reserve, which is presently undergoing afforestation, is where miners are illegally mining or allegedly illegally mining. And the Forest Services Division of the Interior, right?
Yes.
Interior District reports that as part of a deal with a private developer, compartment 18 of the JIMMIRAH Forest Reserve is currently being replanted. But the success of the afforestation operations has been hampered recently by the entry of illegal miners who are searching for gold discoveries in the area. 13 illegal miners were apprehended as Amangwase residents banded together and mobilized in support of the Forestry Commission officers. The miners have been placed under police custody with an August reappearance scheduled. Hey, Ghanaians.
Illegal mining. I don't know when it's going to end in Ghana.
I mean, it's that kind of thing where they went to dig, they've seen something, so they know that, oh, by all means, if we try, we'll find something. So they are still, because our water bodies are being polluted beyond repair, so to speak. And these are the same people, these citizens are the same ones who are saying this water is no longer potable. You can't use it to farm. You can't use, even the color has changed. It is filled with so many chemicals and things. Animals and humans alike may die from consuming it, and yet we still continue.
Yes. Yara, when you go to the aspect of water bodies, I wish I was in Takrady last weekend. I wish to bring how River Pra looks like as at now. That was around Biposo in the Shama district. Those days, I used to swim small River Pra. We used to go for River Pra, bring to the house, and we used to cook.
Yeah.
Yes. Those in people, they know what I'm talking about. At least small, not plenty. But as at now, Yara, you can't. And these are the issues that Ghanaians have been talking about for the past years, to an extent that a military man lost in his life in the fight against Galamsey. I remember the last time in a conversation, Mimi raised a question that, what is the result of this military man's death ever since that issue? And there was, I think, a committee set by the president some years ago to fight Galamsey, and we had a lot of reports on this matters. But the issue is, where is the result? Where has it gotten to? Because if someone has been held like you are the one, held that you are the one doing this act, I believe all these people run away from whatever they are doing. But there's nobody.
Usually we do not see the end.
The end of the issue.
Because another issue will come up and then
it will cover
these
it.
13 people that have been remanded.
Yeah.
They are just going to be in prison and
for some time.
Cases are not going to be.
Yes. So how would we get to the end of this issue and just take this issue of Galamsey? We know that Galamsey is not something new, yes, but in this recent time, it's become a big issue because of the machines involved, the excavators, and those kind of things. They are the things spoiling these forest reserves. When you read the story, it said there is an afforestation, going on
efforts,
over there. So if they are replanting the trees, why will you then go again?
Yes, I was just even about to say that. Yes. Because we spoke about, the timber companies shutting down.
Exactly.
Now, our forest reserves are being replenished little by little so that we can, the cycle continues. And now you've gone back there to go and start this illegal mining, to go and endanger the fauna and flora in the forest there, just because of what's quick money.
You see, it's not about quick. When I take this Galamsey issue from another angle, People might say I'm trying to speak,
defend them.
Justify.
yes, because of unemployment rate and
Yeah.
stuff. But that doesn't give you the right to destroy the water bodies.
And day in and
It
out,
doesn't.
they keep recruiting, you know, younger
Yeah.
ones to join them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
And then also, I think some of them even, because I know there's this issue of a foreign lady, I think one of these Asian
Aisha.
countries. So
Is it
I think
China.
I think China, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So it seems even there has been investment
Yeah.
from abroad, different countries. So now there's more money in there. Money is being put into this thing secretly, and we are not getting the truth out of it.
That's the whole thing.
Because how is it that this lady came into the country? I think she was deported again, and she's back.
Back again.
You know, these kinds of things. And
I
what is
think
even
now-
the
She
end?
has been arrested.
Yes, she has been arrested.
been
Yes,
arrested.
and
But
I think for
even
some
that-
years to pay some fine
Yes.
of money.
Even with that, how sure are we that there aren't others?
Oh, there
Oh,
are.
there are. But as we said, getting to the story itself is a problem. Always they bring the surface of the story to the
Yes.
public, and they don't dig in for us to understand that, oh, say in the aircon. They'll just read the headlines to us, and you know, as
We
we
don't
just
like
take the
reading.
headline.
Yeah.
Immediately we
Not
take the
delve.
headline just for
Even
2
if-
days, and it's
Even
out.
if we talk about it, Clement, where is it going to end?
Yes.
That's my whole point, because these 13 people that we've arrested, we are here.
And then also the country, the hardship in the country is one of the reasons why by the time we decide we want to even go deeper, another issue has come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
And
forget
then
about
we forget
this
about it and we are fixated on it. So it's like there are so many things happening to us
at the
that
same time.
you don't even know your left from your right.
So the
again.
whole issue is there should be a focus.
Yeah.
If, for example, Mimi is responsible for issues on Galamsey, she should fight the issue to the end. If, for example, Yaira is responsible for issues on this criminal, she should be able to do that. Nothing should come and counter whatever she's doing. Whenever it happens like that, Mimi will not be able to end or whatever she's doing, and a different thing comes up. Because this Galamsey thing, we know it was with the OSP.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of issues on the table of OSP.
Yes,
So
you
you
see.
get
Even recently, it was reported that it has, hampered the road construction
Yes.
from Kumasi.
Okay.
You know, there are so many petty issues that always come up from Galamsey issues, and it is still the same thing. We don't do anything about it.
yes, yes. So we would like to the government for them to actually dig into issues whenever it comes up, and anybody who has who can see. Please, let's speak to the issues. Because I remember Professor Frimpong Manso, he was the chair those time, came out with a lot of documents and his opinion, or let's say report on Galamsey. And as at now, we don't know the end of these issues. So if we are not able to get to the end, Galamsey fight, we can't fight Galamsey. We can't.
I also think our media houses should, pick some of these issues and fixate on them seriously, and then also be giving us
Some have. We
updates,
have
more
documentaries
updates on
and
it.
other things.
We have a lot of TV stations, radio stations out there. If each of them pick one issue and they are propagating the updates about it, a lot will, because if you like Clock TV, you like Something TV, I like Something TV, you're listening to maybe Galamsey from Clock TV, you probably have the news on unemployment, I have the news on maybe afforestation or something. You realize that we still, because the Ghanaian masses are many, we are a lot. A lot of people would be able to listen to these issues and then know the root of it, or even the end and everything.
Yes.
It'll work.
But one thing I want to assure viewers, that Clock TV, we are credible. And they should trust us for all issues. We will always dig to the very deep of matters. So they should just hold on with us and stick with us for all our programs, because we'll be giving them updates, up and down. We will not leave anything out.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Clement, for joining me for the online and newspaper review. Thank you also for sending in your comments. We have a few. So this one says, from Akman Multimedia, good morning, Clock TV. Good morning to you too. And then this one is from Rose Entertainment. Big ups, Claude TV. More fire. I am Charles, watching you from Dubai. Good morning to you too, Charles. Thank you for your comments and thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Join our live stream on Facebook and YouTube at Clog TV. And once again, my beautiful dress is by Seen by B, located in Adenta. She's on Instagram as Seen by B, and her phone number, if you want to contact her to make you look as beautiful as I do, is 024 564 4384. Let me take that again. 024 564 4384. Now, don't forget to keep sending in your comments and messages to our WhatsApp numbers. Our WhatsApp number, which is 050 another 050 0421. And later in the day, you can even call to have a discussion here with us, ask your questions as we go through the segments. Okay, so one more message from our cherished viewers, and it says, Clog TV, you are doing well. Online print review is my favorite. Keep up the good work. And this is from D&J Ventures. Thank you so much, D&J Ventures. We really appreciate your comment. Now, this one also says, Ayak Entertainment, watching you live. Thank you so much for watching us. Call your friend, call your family members, and tell them to tune in to Clog TV on Facebook, YouTube, and on TV as well. And of course, GoTV channel 184. Now, up next is the Up next is the business segment, and they are going to be discussing the mid-year budget review, and it is with Clement Yabankui and his guests. Let's stay tuned.